How's everybody doing today? Welcome back to the channel. Today, we are going to be talking about the one stock that may make you rich in 2020. Now, this is a dividend stock, and I just want to preface this video that don't take any of my advice and what I say as fact. Please make sure to do your own research, have your own risk tolerance before investing any money, and don't just take whatever I say as fact. Please do your own research. I just want to preface that. So let's just jump straight into this. Now, I'm just going to jump into it. The one stock that I'm talking about is CCL. Now, that's Carnival Corp. I'm going to explain why this stock, this dividend stock that is going to be a great buy and may make you rich, if not 2020, in the next coming year as the market or as the coronavirus slowly fades away. Now, if you look at this stock has been hammered so much within the last just the last month, I would say, if not more. So this is one of the travel stocks. Primarily their business is not totally based in China or Asia, but it is still getting hit the hardest, one of the hardest out of any stock out there. Now, if you look at Carnival Cruise, this is one of the biggest cruise companies in the cruise space. They're like one of the biggest. If you think about getting a cruise, most likely you will be going to this. If not, there's a few other competitors to choose from, but they're one of the biggest ones out there. I'm going to be showing you why you should, and then some arguments on why you shouldn't buy this stock. But in my opinion, if you look at this year to date, it's almost been halved. It was $51 at the beginning of January of last year, and it's all the way down to $35. It was almost at the $60 mark almost a year ago, and 5 years ago at its height, it was at $70. So it's down more than 50% since the beginning of 2018. So in 2 years, it's down almost 50%. Now, we're going to do some math and see if it recovers, how much you could possibly even make, because the big player of this is the dividend. As of right now on Google, it says it gives a 5.58% dividend, but I believe it gives about a 4.8. I believe the Google dividends isn't completely accurate, so I'm going to go with about 4.8% dividend yield. Oops, voice crack. But that is how much it gives, which is another great reason to buy the stock. Now, there's no way that this company, or there isn't any reason that this company is going so far down other than the coronavirus. So obviously the coronavirus is all short term. Now, if the beauty about this is that if you're in the lower to middle class, when you go to vacation, what you want to think about is what comes to mind almost for a lot of people. If it's not traveling to somewhere that's either on a plane, right? You can take a plane. If it's not through a vehicle or through a car, it's probably going to be through a boat or a cruise. Now, the beauty about this is that somebody in the lower to middle class could definitely take a cruise to a vacation. Like, it's definitely accessible. Someone in the middle class, right? Maybe they're just want to get out. They want to not think about too many things. They could take a cruise. Like, it's going to apply to them as well. Or someone in the higher class. They also is very applicable to them also, that they could easily take a Carnival cruise or just a cruise in general to their destination or just around the world. And they could do that and be very content with their decision on going on that vacation. So it's not like this is a very niche space. Literally, this can apply to almost all people, even elderly people. Maybe you want to go, they can't travel too much, right? They are a little slower, so they want to actually go somewhere where they can relax. They don't have to travel, always think about hotel rooms, checking in, getting food. Oh, where am I going to do this? Where am I going to do that? No, they can go to a simple cruise, travel, get their relaxation, get away, and do all that. So the beauty about cruises is that applies to everyone. Like, cruises aren't going away anytime soon, and seeing that Carnival Cruise is one of the biggest of its space, it's definitely, I see it as a fantastic buy. I loaded up on some shares today and a little bit yesterday, but as it continues to go down, even if it goes up just a little bit, from this point or it stays the same, I will slowly be buying a little more and more of Carnival Cruise. It's an all-time low in the last 5 years. If you go to the max chart, the last time it's hit this was 2014. If you go a little more back, 2013 about. Roughly 2013 is the last time it hit this low. Obviously, I would say the economy and the stock market has done a lot better since then. So they have the potential to do a lot better. It even back through 2014, it hit heights of way more than this. 2004, I mean, it hit almost double. So this definitely got hammered a lot. Now let's go to I saw this one article. So let's see what these people are saying about why you shouldn't buy it just yet. They're basically saying that the risk to reward is not that good, even for long term, to buy the stock at today's prices. Well, obviously, in my opinion, it's at a insane low. It's like almost 50% down for the year. Obviously, it could go more down, which is basically what I'm doing. I'm cost averaging it. So if I'm buying some, if it goes more down, I'm going to be buying the same amount again. If it goes more down, I'm going to be buying a little more. If it goes up a little bit more, I might buy some more until I see that the price is not or is too high until I don't want to buy it anymore. Or until I'm physically done with my amount of capital that I want to place into Carnival Cruise Line. So that is that. So I do think personally that it's all right at today's prices. Maybe don't go all in at today's prices, but definitely put some capital, in my opinion, onto this. And they don't really have that much to say, honestly. These analysts, I would say, don't really have that much to say. So they say it should contrast itself well, like a stock like Carnival. It's subject to big drops, and if a fan of Carnival stock were so inclined, they could rotate back to the cycle, 30 more shares. I don't exactly know what they're referring to here, but they're saying it dropped a lot back in 20. I think they're just talking about today. They're averaging the S&P 500 with this, and they're showing that, okay, so they're showing that Carnival Cruise Line is a lot more volatile. Well, yes, there's a simple answer to that. That's because the coronavirus is directly influencing this company right now. And obviously, coronavirus is a short-term play. It's not going to be around and maybe in the next year, I would say. Even if it is, then wait it out. 2021, it's probably going to be gone, most likely. 90% sure that's going to be out of the picture. So slowly, it's going to climb back up. But the S&P 500, like Facebook, for example, isn't going to get hit as hard as Carnival Cruise. So if you know what I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. So they don't have that much to say. I do have this article. Now, this is what I wanted to touch up on. They have a 4.6% yield on top of it, which is very, very something very, very interesting. So if you go to basically the total return, so they basically show the same chart that it went down 15%. And actually, this is a very, very similar article. But what I did wanted to touch up on is the 4.6% yield. So if you go on their payout ratio, it should say it right here. I believe it's pretty low. So as you can see, it's only a 23 P ratio, which is definitely a lot higher than this. So there's definitely room to grow in terms of the price stock. So they're earning a lot more than their stock is actually showing. So that's a good sign, definitely. So yeah, if you look at their payout ratio, it's about 23 to 45%. So that's definitely pretty low compared to some other companies that actually have a lot bigger of a payout ratio, which means that the dividends they give out is a lot of their gross income. So that means gross or net income, but that basically means that the dividend has a lot of room to actually grow in the future, which is very intriguing. Now, if you make, let's say the stock actually does end up recovering, you could in the next, let's say by 2022, it's fully recovered. You can potentially make, on top of the dividend, that's rounded up to 10%. So if you make 10% on the dividend, and then it goes another, like it doubles basically to the $60 mark, you can basically be seeing over 120% gain on this stock. Obviously, this is best case scenario. Even if it goes up back to where it was pre-coronavirus, which is literally like can go like 2 months ago, it's gonna be up $50, which is about roughly 50%. So you're gonna make about 50% gains on this before your dividend. So potentially you're gonna be 60% plus gains if it goes back to pre-coronavirus, and this basically Carnival Cruise Line continues to do good. Now, one reason to actually wait on this is if you think that the summer months where the cruises are very big take a hit, but I personally doubt that it's going to be that big of a hit. I feel like it's only going to be here in the domestic, because Carnival Cruise Line, the majority of their sales is actually domestically in the US and America. They do have some international plays as well, but not as much. So that is that. This is why I think Carnival Cruise Line could make you like rich, can be a very good buy in 2020. Now, obviously, let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. I'm going to leave my link for Webull down in the description. It's a very good brokerage that I personally use. And if you sign up, you can get 2 free stocks if you deposit any amount. So make sure to do that. I'll leave a link down below. And I'm trying to currently hit about 500 subscribers. So if you guys want to help me reach my goal of 500 subscribers and potentially 1,000 subscribers by the end of 2020, make sure to be subscribed to this channel, as that'll help me reach my goal and I'll be really appreciated. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.